I've started the recording. Okay, it has started. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Just give me a minute. I'm sharing right now. Okay, so I have shared my screen. Okay, so firstly, before I open that spreadsheet that I was talking about, yeah, I was solving something with some people, so don't mind this. Yeah, so firstly, before I open that spreadsheet that I was talking about, first we just go through a blank one, okay? Just a blank Excel sheet, okay? So let me ask anyone a question, and if you have the answer, you can just respond. Do you think Excel is a must-know tool in accounting? Do you think Excel is a must-know tool? I just need an opinion. I just need someone to at least just tell me something like, okay, yeah, it's a must-know tool because of this, or I don't think it's necessary. Anyone? Mr. Knox, I'm sorry for calling
Yes,
out your name,
Mr.
but you are the only one I
Yes,
know
it
very
is.
well.
Okay, no, it's fine,
Okay.
Mr. Roland. Yeah, I think to me, Excel is one of the important tools that an accountant should know because there are just a number of things that Excel makes easier to work around, especially doing recons, cash book, and so forth. So, yeah, it is a must to
Yeah.
know too.
Yeah, because the way it is that what I've noticed, if you go to school, you are learning accounting, you learn accounting, which is very good. Okay, you get the knowledge, which is very, very good. But for you to be a very good accountant, you still need some extra skills, which, yeah, maybe you learned a bit of it in IT, but you still need to learn extra for you to, to be a very, very good accountant. Because certain things, I can give an example. Maybe you are in school, you learn, oh, you need to prepare a sales report. I'm like, oh, a sales report is this. This is the function of the sales report, and the diagram probably looks like this. But for you to actually prepare a sales report, imagine you join a new company and you have to start from scratch, and you don't have any software to use. You have, the company that doesn't have any software. I'll give an example. There's a time we had issues because I know a couple of people who, like, started, like, someone just starts a new job, and in a new company, and because I've started a new job in a new company, the new company does not really have any accounting software in place. Uh, the new company basically relies on you, and they want you to be creative, and they want you to help them. Like, you are the accountant, and they want you to push them to the next level. So you find that if you join a new company and you don't have the knowledge that you are supposed to know, like you don't know Excel, you don't know how to use Excel very well, so you tend to not know how to basically do simple systems. Like, for instance, they might want management accounts, right? But if you don't have Pastel, you don't know Excel, then how are you going to present management accounts? Are you getting my point, sir? But imagine if there's a way you can present management accounts, you can prepare management accounts using Excel. You join a new company, okay? Imagine, I'm imagining it's me. I join a new company. That new company doesn't have Pastel, doesn't have QuickBooks, doesn't have Express accounting, doesn't have any accounting software. So it's just me there, okay? And Excel is something that I can get pretty easily. It's very cheap, it's free. I can just say it's free. I just get Excel, and then I'll probably, do my bit of some magic on Excel, and then I'll be able to give them their management accounts. Don't you think they'll be super impressed? And if you were to have that skill, it might even put you in a very, very good position. That's even at work. Okay, because I'll give you an example. There's a time I was working somewhere. And when I was working there, you'll find I wasn't really the IT man, but every single time they need a spreadsheet, or they need something to be made via Excel, you'll find they'll come to me and they'll prepare something. So it was more like an added advantage that I had. You get it. And also, there's another time I designed some spreadsheets for a lodge in Livingston. I I just went there, designed some spreadsheets for them that they can be using for their reservations, for their accounting, and also for a number of other reasons. So it was a plus on my part. And I would just say Excel changed the way I look at things. That's why I feel it's very, very important for an accountant to actually understand Excel very well. Just like the way it is important for you to understand actual accounting, for you to understand financial, understand your financial accounting, your financial reporting, your management accounting. It's also very important for you to understand Excel, because Excel is a must-know skill. Okay. All right. So I was thinking today I want to show you something that you can do via Excel. I want to show you something that you can do via Excel. Okay. I want to show you something that you can do via Excel. I need one person. Hello. I need one person who can. I don't know. Is anyone running a business here? Do we have any business people here? Anyone? Okay. All right. I just want to show you something. Okay. I want to show you how Excel can be very useful in your accounting. Let me just show you something. Okay. So I'll open this spreadsheet. Okay. I'll open this spreadsheet. Let me just hide this. I'll open this spreadsheet. This is the spreadsheet that I was talking about when I said, oh, there's this spreadsheet that I can use. It looks blank now. It looks like there's nothing, which, yeah, I know you're probably, it's because I've just scrolled at the bottom. I didn't want you guys to firstly see what's on top. Okay. It looks as though there's nothing, but this spreadsheet will show you how Excel can be important and how Excel can be very useful in your accounting. All right, let me just show you. Okay, what are we seeing here? We are seeing a dashboard, right? We are seeing a dashboard, a dashboard for a business, a simple dashboard. Do you imagine you were management, like you were a manager of some company, or you were in management, or you were the managing director of the company, and then you look at this dashboard? Do you think it can help you in terms of decision making? Hello. Hello, I just need one person to tell me, if you are a manager of a certain company and you need to make some very good financial decisions and you need to make informed decisions, and then you look at this dashboard, do you think it can help you in making informed decisions? Anyone? Okay, personally, I would say yes, it would help me, because firstly, it's showing me my total revenue here, my total expenses here, my net profit here. It's giving me my cash balance here. Basically, I'll know how much money I have in my bank, even without looking at my bank statement. And I can even compare with my bank statement to see if it agrees. So I might even do a bank reconciliation. But let me show you another trick that Excel can do. Okay, so this, imagine this is the dashboard. Okay, and this is practically locked. This is protected. You can't really edit anything here, so it more like reduces your chances of making an error. You know how every single time you accidentally press a button, here you can't really press that. Even if you press that button, it won't really do anything. And this is just a simple summary. It's just a simple business dashboard for you to see your total revenue for a month, your total expenses, your net profit, which is the difference, your cash balance, and also it can show you your total credit sales and your total credit purchases. But apart from doing this, let me show you another thing that I can do. Okay, so I've just clicked on a simple cash book. This is a simple cash book, okay? A very simple cash book. It's just date, description, category, receipt, payment, and payment method. Okay, I don't know, is there anyone who can assist me with coming up with transactions? I just want to show you how beneficial this can be. Or let me see if I can just take out some things, because right now, let me just take out everything so that it's blank. Just 1 second. Yeah, like this. Okay. Perfect. All right. So I just want to take out everything. I've taken out everything. Let me see if there's anything else here. There's nothing here. I'll take out this and just take out this and this. Okay. So there's nothing here. We have here our monthly credit sales, and we have our monthly credit purchases, and we have our configurations here. Okay. We do not have any transactions. What does this mean? This means that this is automated. Okay. Basically, all you do, see, the good part is that if you get to understand Excel, you can find a way of making your own work easy. It will make your life very easy. Okay. How is it going to do that? See, the way it's going to make your life very easy is that you won't really need to do some things because you have already put in formulas that can help you. Okay. I'll give you an example. I have an income statement right here. Okay, I have an income statement right here. I have a cash book. Let's say, let me just imagine random transactions. Okay, let me just imagine random transactions. Let's say we are in March. On the 1st of March, I'm running a business. I'll just imagine I'm running a business. My business is called RK Solutions, and it's actually true. I'm actually running a business. It's about tuitions. I do lessons. Okay, my business is actually named RK Solutions, but I'll imagine I'm not doing tuitions. Let's say I sell stuff. Okay, let's imagine I sell stuff and I want to record transactions. I'm a bookkeeper and I want to make sure that my bookkeeping is as effective as possible in a way that doesn't really need pro accounting knowledge, a way that needs you just need basic accounting knowledge and data entry skills, and then you're good to go. Okay, so let's say on the 1st of March, there's a particular transaction. Let's say I sold something. Let's say I sold goods. I don't know which goods I'm selling, but this is just a description. Okay, let's say I sold goods, and then on the category here, firstly, the way I've designed this system, I'll have to pick, for instance, I'll start with the amount before I put the category, because the way my system is that if I put an amount on receipt, it will give me income ledgers. Have you seen it? Product revenue, rent income, commission, service fees, service sales, credit sale payments. But if I put an amount on payments, it will give me expenses, wages and salaries, insurance, rental payments, stationery, utility bill. It will basically give me all the expenses that are stored up in my system. Have you seen how Excel can practically be more like your own little software that you can use to produce your own financials? I'll show you how it produces your own financials, by the way. Okay, that you can use to produce your own financials. So see, so since we sold goods, it's actually a receipt. So we sold goods worth 1,000 kwacha, or let me say we sold goods worth 1,500 kwacha. Okay, so our category will have income streams, where we are getting ourselves from. Is it product revenue, rent income? And by the way, all this can be changed in the configuration. Okay, I put up a system for a configuration, so all this can be changed in the configuration. Let's say it's product revenue. We've sold something, so we click on product revenue here. Sold goods I'll just say to let's say Mr. Banda, something like this. Okay, product revenue, see 1,500, and then it's not a payment. And then how did Mr. Banda pay us? He paid us using an electronic bank transfer. So I will add an electronic bank transfer here. But do you know what it will do? It will add product revenue on my product revenue. My product revenue have 1,500 income in my income statement. It's more like the more I input data in my cash book, depending with which category I pick, the more it automatically creates an income statement. Mr. Knox, do you think this is something that, something that can be that can actually make work easy for business people, entrepreneurs, or basically accountants?
Yeah, very much, very sure.
Yeah, because I was actually thinking the same way when I was actually making this. I was like, okay, I think this is good and it's actually easy. And it's actually in a printable format. Because I know if you were to look at this, if you were to look at this, let's say go back to dashboard, you would think maybe when I print this, it will show the go back to dashboard. Let me just try. Okay, this is just me trying to print it so that I show you the printable format. Now, just 1 second. Sometimes my computer is very slow. Uh, I won't really put it, but I just want to show you how it will look like. Okay, have you seen how it will look like? It will be like a blank, it will be on a plain paper showing you an income statement of which you can put your company name and you show you your income streams, product revenue, this, and then it will show you your expenses and then it will show you your net profit. So this is a simple income statement that people can actually use. Okay, if they have some other things going on, if they have depreciation, they can actually do that as well. But this is just for one transaction. But what if your business had multiple transactions? What if, let's say, on the 5th of March, on the 5th of March, on the 5th of March, you paid wages. On the 5th of March, you paid wages for, let's say, my name is Ronald, by the way. You paid wages. Okay, when you come on the category, it will give you your expenses. You just pick wages and salaries, and then you say amount. If the wage is 500, and then you pick the payment. If I was paid in cash, you put cash here. If we check our income statement, our income statement has a wages expense now. Okay, so basically, it automatically calculates your income, and you can't even make a mistake because this is locked. Entry, okay, and it automatically prepares an income statement for you. And this also works because you okay. This is just a list. You put all your expenses, all your incomes, and then once you automatically bring up yeah, your income statement. But apart from your income statement, there's also another thing that's affecting. That's the cash flow statement, because it's looking at your outflows. You remember that 500 that I put up? That 500 that I put. Remember that 500 that we put in the cash book? This one as a payment, a wage. Okay, this is a cash book. It means money left, which makes it an outflow. So it's coming here as an outflow, and then the inflows are coming here. So what you just need to do here, you just need to type your opening cash in hand, your closing cash in hand, and it will be able to track your closing balance, of which you can reconcile with your bank statement to do a proper bank reconciliation. Okay, does anyone think a proper bank reconciliation can be done with this system, whereby you have a cash book, you have a cash book here, you do your receipts and you do your payments. You pick your categories, and you've created more like a configuration, a system of ledgers, okay, which you are coding categories, and then you're using that information to actually monitor your cash flows. And then if you put your opening and your closing, your opening balances, and then you'll be able to know your closing cash balance. By the way, you can also account for bank charges. This means that you can monitor your transactions, your payments, and you can monitor your bank balances. Do you think this system can actually work for bank reconciliation purposes? Hello, does anyone think this system can actually work for bank reconciliation purposes? And by the way, this is just Excel. And also, I wanted to mention something, but I'll mention it later. This is just Excel. This is how powerful Excel is, and this is how Excel can make your work very easy. Because see, imagine you join a new company and you go with a spreadsheet. Join a new company that doesn't have pastel, a new company that doesn't have QuickBooks, doesn't have Express accounting, and a new company that absolutely relies on you. You have basic accounting knowledge. You understand what incomes are, what expenses are. You understand what revenue is. You understand what net profit is. You understand depreciation, and also you understand what bad debts are, credit sales, and credit purchases. You understand what they are and how they work. And then you have this spreadsheet. Do you think this is something that can actually help you? And do you think Excel, you learning Excel, can be something that can benefit you not just now, but in the long run? Okay, I'll give you my personal opinion. I'll give you my personal opinion. Me personally, I'll say yes. Okay, I'll say yes. This is Excel is a skill that can benefit you in the long run. It's not just knowing your books and it's not just learning financial accounting in school. It's not just learning financial reporting. It's not just writing management accounting or doing an advanced course. It's also because I've seen accountants in the industry. I've seen accountants in the industry who they might have a degree in accounting, very knowledgeable people, but they do not know how to use Excel. Like they can't like they imagine they get into a company that doesn't have Pastel, and then they don't know how to use Excel. They don't know how to prepare management accounts. They can't prepare a cash book for Excel because there's no Pastel. They can't work. You get it? Because they I don't know if you heard me. I said because there is no Pastel means you can't work because the company can't afford Pastel. You can't do your job as an accountant. Okay, the job of an accountant is actually bookkeeping, record keeping, accounting, producing management accounts for decision making. Basically, you're practically more like an assistant to management, giving them information so that they make proper informed decision. But imagine because they don't have a certain software, then you cannot do it. That's the reason why I always emphasize on being creative. And being creative, learning Excel, I know if we talk about Microsoft Word, I'm also not very good at Microsoft Word. I don't want to lie. Some things I don't even know how to use them. I just know how to type a letter. That's it. Okay. But Excel is a necessary skill. It's something that you must know. Okay. So this is me telling everyone, make sure if I don't know if you if I actually offer online Excel lessons. If you join, that's okay. If you don't join, that's also okay. But just make sure you find a way to learn Excel as an accountant. That's if you do not know it yet. Okay, and if you need this spreadsheet, you can actually contact me and I'll be able to share it. But basically what I'm trying to say is that it is a necessary skill, something that you must know. Okay, so the way this is, let me just break this down for you. Let me just explain what each aspect of this spreadsheet shows. Okay, let me just explain what each aspect of this spreadsheet shows. So I'll start with the dashboard. I'll start with the dashboard and then I'm moving. So the dashboard will it provides a financial snapshot of the business. Okay, it displays the total income, the total expenses, and also the net profit. Okay, so uh, it helps us to actually see the cash flow balance, which in turn helps us for better decision making because we need these figures for us to actually make proper decisions. Okay, and then we have a simple cash book here. Okay, we have a simple cash book here. There are probably a lot of formulas, a lot of if functions that I've put up, a lot of things that I've done. Okay, I'm supposed to do the charts as well, and it's supposed to be online, meaning someone can access it with a password and an email, and they can use it for their business. Okay, all right. So the cash book basically tracks daily income and expenses, and also it automatically calculates the balances. Okay, and it also helps you monitor your financial transaction easily because you have all your financial transactions as a list and you'll be able to see which ones are expenses, which ones are actually incomes, and you see how they affect your business's performance through the income statement that I've put up here. Okay, so what does the income statement show us? So the income statement shows the total revenue and expenses. It calculates the net profits automatically and it helps assess the business's profitability. Like for instance, through just we put up, I'm sure you noticed that we only put transaction in the cash book and we didn't put any other. Did you see me type anything else anywhere else apart from the cash book? No, but have you seen how we have a net profit? Yes, we have a net profit because the income statement is automatic and it automatically picks information from the cash book depending with the category that you have picked. And it separates them. And there's also another special thing that I know about this, what it actually does. But let me just go to the cash flow, and then afterwards, the other thing I want to talk about is actually on the monthly credit sales. Okay. So if we talk about the cash flow also does the same thing. It picks information from the cash book. The only thing that you need, you can't change anything else here apart from these balances. The only thing that you can actually input here is the opening balances. Like for instance, the cash in hand. Let's say we put 20,000 kwacha here. You had 20,000 kwacha, and here you had one. Let me just change it. Let's say 1,500 in hand and 10,000 at the bank. See, it will help you. It will show you your estimated. It will show you estimated future balance, and it will show you your closing cash balance. Okay, with me personally, I know I have two balances here. I have the closing cash balance and I have the estimated future cash balance. Me personally, the most important figure, if I was a manager somewhere, my most important figure will be the estimated future cash balance, not the closing cash balance. Do you know the main reason why? Mr. Knox, do you by any chance know the reason why I'm saying the most important figure can be the estimated future balance instead of the closing cash balance? Okay,
Well, Mr.
okay.
Ronald.
So yes, sir.
Okay, sorry. I think on that one, I would like to hear it from you. I get, I think, guidance on that one.
Okay, so the reason why I'm saying it's the most important balance is because of this. See, we have this is the amount that is probably currently in our bank after we account for everything, and then if we do our data entry very very well, we do our data entry perfectly, and all the transactions are accurate, then this will be our closing cash balance, which is supposed to agree with our bank statement, which is correct and which is important. But I feel the most important one is the 12,500, which is at the bottom, because let me show you something. I'll take you back to this and I'll show you why it is important. Let me just go to the credit sales and the credit purchases. Okay, so on the credit sales, you have to put your credit purchases. Let me just put a rough transaction. Let's say maybe we sold something on credit. We sold something on credit on the 10th of March 25. The customer's name is my name as well, or I'll put Mr. Knox this time around. Yeah, okay. And oh, okay. So it won't, Mr. Knox, sorry, it won't really allow you because I didn't put you in the system. It only picks customers that I've put in my configurations. So here, this is where I'll put my customers from. Like customers, there's only ShopRite, Bookers, and Ronald. So unfortunately, I can only put Ronald. If I need to put another customer, I'll have to add them there, and then I'll just have to pick. See, let's say I pick Bookers. And then the due date, we say it's in May. Since it's the 10th, let's say 10th of May 25. And then the description, it's maybe I sold you something, let's say I just said sold goods. But on the description, I highly advise, explaining the type of
Ronald,
goods that you sold. Yes,
I'm saying kindly go back. I think I'm quite behind on the format of the date. Is it the same?
the date. Yeah, it's the
The
same.
name.
It's 10/03. The name?
Yes.
You mean where we get the name?
Yes. Because you mentioned something saying it's not in the system, so I wanted to find out. Hello?
So the name, there is this that I've called configurations. Okay, I'll add Mr. Knox. Okay, so I have unprotected it, and then here let me just say Knox. Okay, let me say Knox Mwanje. Okay, so I'll protect it again because I don't want to mess up anything. Let's go here. See, have you seen Knox Mwanje now?
Oh, yes, yeah, actually, it has been added now. Sure.
Okay, so yeah, so now I can just click it and it will have it there. And then sold goods, I advise people to put descriptions like You describe your goods, like what type of goods you sell or what type of goods you sold. If you're selling clothes, you like sold these clothes this much to this person, and then afterwards you can show your amount paid. Let's say, for instance, you they paid you 500, and they were supposed to pay you 1,500, or there was yeah, let's say they were supposed to pay you 1,700. So you have 1,200 here. So it will automatically calculate your total, which is 1,700, and then here you just have to put the payment status. If you put, you can put fully paid because if they see an amount outstanding, you can just say partially paid. Have you seen it? You pick partially paid. And you have to be careful because if you put bad debt, do you know what it's going to do? It's going to take the difference, the 1,200, it will take it to your income statement as an expense. Have you seen bad debt, 1,200? But let me show you another thing. If I change this to partially paid, it's a credit sale. It will add it to my income on top under credit sales. You see in credit sales, but it will not recognize it as a bad debt. Have you seen how Excel does magic, Mr. Knox? It's very good. So I
Yes.
feel, yeah. So it actually follows principles. You can practically make Excel follow accounting standards. It's more like you are putting information in Excel. You are talking to Excel. You are communicating. You're giving Excel instructions, and it will practically give you what you, in accordance with the instructions that you give it. Okay. So basically, that's how our credit sales work. So let's say I have my credit sales here, and then the due date, the payment date. That's if they paid. This payment date, you can only put it after they paid. Like, for instance, if they paid, you remove the outstanding, and then here you say they paid on this date. That's the payment date, and then here the note is for your comments, what you want to say about it. If you have anything else to say, if you have anything special to talk about, that's why you put it. I'll go back to the cash flow, by the way. I'll show you how this affects the cash flow. And then here, this is practically about your credit purchases. Okay, so the way it works, let me show you something. Let's say on the 10th of March 25, the supplier name again, it only picks information from there. So I'll get RK Solutions because I have RK Solutions already in the system. If we check suppliers, we only have two. We only have Kashweka and RK Solutions. So if you buy things from some other people too, you can add those suppliers in your system. This is not just a spreadsheet, it's practically a system. Okay? And then your due date, when you are supposed to pay it by, if you're supposed to pay it by the 10th of May 25, you put it here, the description of what you bought, if you bought inventory on credit, and you paid the state amount, let's say you paid 1,000, and you're supposed to pay another 500, it's total of 1,500, and then you put the payment status, partially paid or it's written off. By written off, I mean maybe they are like, okay, don't pay it anymore. You get my point. It's no longer a liability, but this is actually a liability. I'm trying to figure out a way to add a balance sheet so that this can add to a liability in case you say, let's say for instance, partially paid, it will show the 500 as a liability, as a trade payable, depending with the date. And then if you paid it, you can put your payment date and your notes. Okay, now let's go to how this affects your cash flow. Why was I saying that's the most important part? Because see, here it has changed to 12,700. Imagine you stop running your business, you completely stop making sales, you completely stop paying any expenses. Like you are like, okay, today I've stopped operating. This is the money you are going to remain with. After you pay all your liabilities and you receive all your money, this is the money you're going to remain with. If your business ceases today, you remain with 12,700. Okay? If this is a negative, it basically shows that you can't manage to pay off your debts. Let me show you something. If we go to the credit purchases and I put a certain amount, let's say I put let's say 10,000 here. Okay, I just want to see how it's going to affect our cash flow. Okay, I think it's because we have some bigger amount on top, so it's not really affecting it much. I need to make it a little bit bigger. Let's say 20,000. Okay, so if we put 20,000 here, you've seen it. It's now in red and it's 7,300. This is basically telling you that your business is insolvent. Your business can't manage to pay off its debts. Are you getting my point? So that's why I feel this cash flow is actually important because it communicates to you. It tells you when you can't afford to pay debts. It will basically help you monitor if you can afford to pay off your debt, okay, or if you can't afford to pay off your debts. And then you only have to do data entry in your cash books. You here on your cash flow, you just have to enter your cash in hand and your cash at bank. Your monthly credit sales, you have to enter the transactions. Monthly credit purchases, you enter the transactions as well. And then on the configurations, that's where you enter your incomes, your expenses, your payment modes, your customers, your suppliers, and your payment status. And then when you enter all this, and to basically give you an overview in your business, it shows us your cash balance, your net profit, it shows us your total credit sales, and showing us your total credit purchases. Okay, so yeah, basically this is what this particular spreadsheet does, and this is how it can be very beneficial to either a business person who is just an entrepreneur or an accountant who wants to ensure that they monitor the finances of a company that they are working for. Okay, so this particular spreadsheet will be updated with charts, with pivots and pivot charts, like comparisons, incomes and expenses, and also it will be available online, meaning someone can access it with a password. And then you might even have your information online. So basically, even if your computer crashes, you won't lose anything. Okay, otherwise this is how the spreadsheet works, and this is how Excel can be very, very beneficial to an accountant. Have you seen the benefits of actually learning Excel and how you can make your own special accounting software that you can use? Hello, does anyone have a comment?
Yes, Mr. Leonard.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just to add on, I think one thing that maybe we'd like you to take us through is on how to put the formulas. I do believe that Excel is all about formulas. And for someone to have a meaningful information, one has to put the right formulas in a way that every figure that is input in the system is definitely giving the right and accurate figures. So I would like you to take us through on how you have put the formulas in a way that once you put your values in the cash book or either in the income statement, definitely the system picks and puts them on the dashboard. How have you linked the sheets in a way that there is that intercommunication between the spreadsheet?
Okay, so basically you want me to show you how I was putting the formulas.
Yeah, I hope that it will not take so long. Maybe it won't consume much of the time.
Okay, so firstly, yeah, it might take long, and secondly, but yeah, no worries, I can show you some. Okay, but I'll have to unprotect it because the way I've made it, as you can see, it won't really show you the formula. If you click anywhere, it won't even show you the formula. It's because I hid the formula. You get my point, sir. So if
Yes.
let me just show you something. If I were to unprotect it, let me just type my name here, the password. See, right now it's showing you, oh, we are getting this from the income statement. We're getting this from the income statement. This as well, this from the cash flow. Uh,
Okay.
Total, this is the total tables value for the credit sales in the credit sales sheet, and then this is from the credit purchases sheet. Okay, and then from the cash book, I just made a table, Control plus T. I made a table, and then afterwards, I I use data validation to actually pick these sheets with the configurations. Are you getting my point, sir?
Okay.
I used data validation to link this with with these configurations. I was practically
Oh,
picking a column, linking it with the particular configurations. Okay.
okay. Sure.
I was using data validation, but it's different type of data validation. Okay, so that's what I did. That's how I linked my sheets with my configurations to put more like some form of settings for the payment types, the expenses, the incomes, the customers, the suppliers, or the payment status. Okay, so that's how I did it. And then most of here I would say is data validation, Uh, some of the formulas, just let me just a second. Some formulas are actually a bit long. Let's see. Like the ones I was putting on category, because on category, because on category it depends. Let me just show you something. If I were to unprotect this, hopefully I don't forget to protect it. Uh, some formulas are more like special. Okay, I feel like this is when I'm protecting it. Oh yeah, I think this is when I'm protecting it. Let me unprotect it. Okay, some formulas are more like special. Uh, like for instance, this is actually all data validation, but the type of data validation you won't really see it here, but instead you see it somewhere else. Let me show you. I'll pick. Let me not pick everything because my data validation was just here. Uh, just a second. Just a second. Just a second. Okay, so I did it up to 100, depending with the number of, the number of transactions you might have. So I did a bit of data validation. See, it's if D2 is greater than 0, configuration is A2, configuration is blah, blah. So that's the data validation that I used. Okay, this is the formula. You get my point, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I actually put up a number of formulas, of which I protected. So let me just protect this. Of which I feel someone can actually learn. It's not really difficult to learn. Yeah, it might take some time, but someone can actually learn with time. You get it? You might even learn how to prepare something like this, how to make something like this. But if you can't learn how to prepare something like this, you might as well just get it. Otherwise, I feel it's a very good spreadsheet. And if you want us to do a small test to actually check its accuracy, you can do that. But I'm 100% certain it's accurate because I've tried it since I made it yesterday. I made it yesterday, and today I just added this, the dashboard. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is the spreadsheet that I was talking about that helps you with the cash flow statement, the income statement. It helps you with your cash book. You can monitor your monthly cash books. You can have your monthly income statement, your monthly cash flow statement. You can check your credit sales. You can check you can check your credit purchases. All you have to do is just put some information on the settings. That's it. And then everything will just be data entry. Otherwise, the formulas are actually already in place. But if you want to know how to put up the formulas, you have to contact me for that. How to put up all the formulas, because that might take some time to explain. Hello, Mr. Knox. I know I didn't show you
Yeah,
everything, but did what I showed you, did it actually help in any way?
yeah, very, very much. No, I've learned a number of things.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I don't know if you actually saw my message, the one when I say there's a spreadsheet that I'm creating that is actually helpful. It can help people with this. This is that particular spreadsheet. Okay. This is just a
Yes,
spreadsheet that I made in a day. Okay. I made it yesterday, developed a bit, and wanted to put on some charts, and I wanted to make it online. I don't know. You tell me if it's a good idea. What I'm trying to do is to make a system that can be way cheaper for people so that they can have an online accounting system. Like this particular spreadsheet is not just a spreadsheet, but it's more like a system that can be online. And if someone wants it offline, they can just contact me and I can be able to share it. Yeah. But if they an online system whereby if someone just clicks a like clicks a link, they'll need a password and their email address, and when they put that information, they'll be able to access this, and then they'll be able to put their information which they cannot lose in case there's a fire at their workplace, or in case something were to go wrong with their computers or their laptop were to crash. Okay, it will just be information online. Okay, you get my point, sir. Although offline can actually work, but I would highly suggest online. Okay, so yeah, this is it, and the configurations are actually very easy to. Yeah, I have to put the link here. Okay, I have to fix that. Okay, the configurations are actually very easy to put. Oh, I might as well just do it now. Just a second. Let's see if this works. Okay, this works. So it's just the last configuration that needs me to relink it. Okay, the configuration actually very easy to to put, and these are more like shortcuts. I put them up as buttons. Okay, if someone just clicks it, it will be able to basically take them where it's supposed to take them. Okay, so yeah, I've relinked it. I think it wasn't really linked properly. So let me just protect it again. Okay, so now it's working. You've seen it. So yeah, this is the spreadsheet. I don't know. Does anyone have any suggestion of how we can make this better? Any comments? Anything? Does anyone want to say anything? Just anything about our entire discussion today?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can this software be used for petty cash, like entering petty cash
Okay.
transactions?
For petty cash, I wouldn't say so, because the thing is, I only put in a cash book, an actual cash book, an income statement, a cash flow, and then I also did credit sales and credit purchases. I didn't really put a provision for petty cash, but yeah, you can put petty cash expense, but you can only put the total petty cash expense when when you do a petty cash drawing. You get my point, Mr. Caleb? Like for instance, if you get 800 kwacha for petty cash purposes, you might put it here as a payment to petty cash. You get it? Because petty cash is practically more like how can I put it? Petty cash is practically more like a supplier on its own. Okay? So you can add petty cash as a supplier, and then you're like, okay, when we pay this, we pay. Okay, let me show you. How about I do it? Does anyone want me to do it? Hello?
Yes,
Hello, do you
please, you
prefer I do
can.
it?
Yes,
Okay,
Mr.
all
Ronald.
right. So,
Sure.
okay. So let's say I go to my configurations, right? I go to my configurations, and on my configurations, I have wages and salaries, insurance, rental payments, stationery, utility bill. If I want, I can just say petty cash. It's an expense on its own, okay? And then I'll have another. I can create a separate sheet. If I want, I can put petty cash here. Right now, I can't because it's protected. But unless I unprotect it, that's you guys who know my password. I don't know how many times I'll have to unprotect this. Okay, so if I want, I can put petty cash here. Okay, if I put petty cash here, or let me just say petty cash reimbursement. A petty cash reimbursement is when we draw money from the bank for petty cash purposes. It's more like we get money from the bank to put in the petty cash account. Okay, the petty cash system will probably have a separate interest system. We can incorporate it with this, which is okay. It's not a problem. It's just make it a bigger spreadsheet. Okay, and we can add some shortcuts and some links to make everything way easier, and probably do a bit of some automation so that it automatically picks the petty cash expense. And also, it gives you permission to actually put your breakdown of your petty cash expenses, which is good. But if you were to get, let's say I come to my cash book. I come to my cash book. I come to my cash book. Let's say on the 10th of March, we got petty cash for this or for that, and we'll have a petty cash reimbursement here. Although I wouldn't really recommend this. What I would prefer is not really putting the petty cash here, but putting the petty cash here. Okay, then here we'll give the exact. We can give the exact type of expense. Let me just remove it for accounting purposes. I wouldn't really recommend that. Let me just remove it. Yeah, I wouldn't really recommend that. What I would recommend instead is actually just to put the petty cash on the transaction. Just putting the petty cash on the transaction. I think it's better so that we don't have the word petty cash in our income statement. Because if I had done this, the petty cash expense would have been in my income statement, but I don't want that. Okay, so instead, I'll just like for instance, if we got petty cash for stationery, you say petty cash and you say stationery here. And if you got petty cash and you paid for tea, you say petty cash and you say, you know, maybe food and beverages for employees. You get it? I want you guys to have categories where you'll be taking each expense. Mr. Caleb, are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm getting what you're saying, sir.
Is it making sense?
Yes, it's making sense.
Yeah, here you say petty cash. You might say petty cash, and then you say, oh, tea for this person. And then here, you come here, you just pick food and beverages. So that your income statement, you just show food and beverages. By the way, we are trying to make it look as professional as possible. Okay, so I don't think an income statement that shows petty cash reimbursement makes sense. So I prefer it shows food and beverages. Okay, so meaning whenever you're posting for petty cash here, you have to break it down depending on the expense. And here, this is talking about the reimbursement. You don't put it in here when you pay petty cash, but you put it in here when you get back money to reimburse the petty cash account. When you get money from the bank to reimburse the petty cash account. Are you getting my point, Mr. Caleb?
Yes, I'm getting your point, sir.
Yes. Otherwise, a petty cash impress system can be a different system, a
Yes,
separate
Mr.
system.
Ronald, it's making sense. For, yeah.
Sorry, sir?
It's just an addition. I'm saying it's making sense because the fact that you are working in the cash book sheet. So in there you put petty cash investment because there is a transfer of cash from the cash book to petty cash, which petty cash has got a separate float system as a separate account.
Yeah, yes, sir. Okay. All right. So that's how you can. If you would want a petty cash, you would want you to do petty cash in here as well. It's just a matter of increase. By the way, there's something that I'd like to tell you. So the reason why I've designed this is because I've made it for businesses, and this is just a default. I've made it for businesses and accountants. Okay. If someone actually asks for this, I'll have to basically redesign it a bit in accordance with the business that they run. I'll give you an example. If I check the configurations here on the incomes, I'll have to put their income streams for their business so that it looks exactly as their business. Here, I was just putting commissions, rent income, because I'm not sure. It's okay. I just did it like it's just a default, but we can make one that's actually perfect for your business. And also expenses, you can even put your type of expenses, categories, depending with what you pay for. Payment methods, how you pay. Do you want to use PayPal, Stripe, Hello, Mr. Joshua. Mr. Joshua, would you like to say something? Does anyone have an addition? Hi, Ethel. Mr. Henry, any addition? Do you think we can do anything to actually make it better? Question on how it works. Otherwise, this is it. It's automatically you. Let me just do a brief summary on it again. It has a business dashboard that you can use for decision making. We'll put up some charts here to make it everything even better. You do your cash book here, okay? You do your cash book here, and to give you an income statement which it will automatically calculate for you. It will automatically calculate cash you can use to monitor your cash flows. You can do your credit sales here. You'll be able to monitor who hasn't paid and when they're supposed to pay and how much they have paid. You'll be able to monitor how much you owe people, and you also see through the cash flow if you can afford to pay them. And here you just have to do data entry. You have to put your incomes, your expenses, your payment modes, customers, suppliers, payment status. And after you put all this and then you do data entry, it will automatically calculate everything for you. Otherwise, this is the spreadsheet. And if there's no any other question, I guess we'll end right here, unless someone has something to say. Someone has a question. Hi, Ethel, would you like to say something? Okay, all right. So if no one wants to say anything and there's no any other question, we'll end right here. Thank you very much for joining and checking out. Sorry?
Bro,
Yes,
hello,
sir.
yes, sir. Yeah, I think I
Yes, sir.
joined later. The meeting, so maybe I'll request if you can send the lesson in the group again. Because I
Sure,
think
no worries. So this is actually being recorded, although at 19 hours there was a scheduled video which will be on YouTube explaining how this entire thing works, how this entire system works. The video is already recorded, so it was just scheduled for 19 hours, so 19 hours it will be visible. Okay, so it will explain how the entire, sorry?
okay, no, that's fine then. That's fine then.
Okay, it will basically explain how this entire things work, how you can add your incomes, add your expenses. But you can't right now it's locked. But how you can add them, you can and how they are, and how you can have your income statement, cash flow statement, how you can do your credit sales prices, and how you can do your cash book as well. Okay. Does anyone have any other question? Okay. So if there is no any other question, I'd like to say thank you very much for taking some time to join through to actually see how Excel is actually important, how Excel can benefit us, and hopefully you learn something. And if you need this, you can just inbox me. Okay. Otherwise, thank you very much. Hoping to see you guys or have a conversation with everyone next time. Thank you.